First is an announcement that this meeting is being taped by Area 58. Under new business, we have ambulance abatements. Do we have a motion for that?
One motion.
Approve.
Approve the ambulance payment from $106,626.06.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. So what do you want to do here between town meeting preparation and line item transfers, which is...
Let's do town meeting prep last. That is kind of where we'll go through everything.
All right, and do you want to just give us some explanation on these various transfers?
Sure. We have the surplus vehicle first.
Oh, that's on here?
I have the agenda that I posted. So there's a surplus vehicle. The highway surveyor had requested that it be declared surplus. It's a 2003 Sterling model L6500 series, and that is Capital had approved a new vehicle for it, so he's just looking for it to be declared surplus so we can send it out to the auction.
Right, so I'll make that motion that we declare that vehicle surplus. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
All right.
Okay, line item transfer.
Now we have line item transfers. So, as you know, we can do line item transfers at the end of the fiscal year, May, June, and then July. In reviewing several of our accounts with our town accountant, we came across these that we anticipate are going to be in the negative. So the first one is town hall electricity. This was something, we got our new electricity rate in September, so after we had done the budget. So we didn't anticipate that much of an increase. We saw a 50% increase in our electricity cost in September. So that's what requires the transfer. Good news is Kathy Stanley, our energy manager, she was able to find us a reduced rate, so this won't happen again next year. So we're back down to almost where we were before. So that's the reason for that. The town administrator's salary, this was the result of the new contract negotiation that was effective March 1st. Treasurer, banking, and payroll. This was another one mid-year. So we use a payroll company, CDS, who outsources our payroll, and they increased their fees halfway through the fiscal year, so we couldn't have planned for this. So that's the reason for that increase. And you can see it's not a huge increase. Still, the whole amount is like less than $10,000 for payroll for the whole town, which is a pretty good deal. The treasurer's expense accounts. This is they need an additional $500. This is again our financial advisor. Their fee went up mid-year, so we couldn't have anticipated it. The Silver Lake assessment for debt is $365 off. This was just a budgeting error that we made last year. The figure changed right before we finalized our budget, so our number was $365 less. The group insurance is requiring a transfer. This was just due to new employees coming on, taking the health insurance, so it was more than we had anticipated. And then Medicare, this was one, Medicare increases as wages increase. We didn't know what wages were going to increase last year when we budgeted because we did the compensation study. So this is making up that difference that we didn't anticipate.
These are transferred from where?
So they're from various places. So town hall electricity is coming from our conservation wages, and we have over $20,000 in there because we haven't had conservation staff for much of the year. The town administrator's salary is coming from the building inspector's salary. That was the same thing. We didn't have a building inspector for much of the year, so we have extra money in there. And then the banking and payroll, the treasurer's expense, and the Silver Lake debt exclusion, the debt, are all coming from conservation wages. And then the group insurance is coming from snow and ice, and the Medicare is coming from veterans benefits, where we over budgeted what we needed for benefits for the veterans.
All right, and does the finance committee have to make a decision on these also?
Yes, so you're voting it now, and then finance committee will vote it after you guys tonight. It's on their agenda as well.
All right, any other questions, comments?
No, makes sense.
All right, so I'll do this in one motion.
Pass that down. Yeah, you could just say.
So just as explained a few minutes ago, I would move the line item transfers from Concom wages to town hall electricity, building inspector salary to town administrator salary, Concom to treasurer, banking and payroll, Concom to treasurer's expense, Concom to Silver Lake debt, snow and ice to group insurance, and veterans benefits to Medicare.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, town meeting preparation.
All right. So I put this on, like we've always done. We put a lot of preparation into the town meeting, obviously. We had the town meeting prep meeting where we had John was there, John Bruno was there, and the moderator, Rich was also there, and the finance committee. And then we also have discussed this at the last meeting, but I just wanted to go over it one more time, make sure everyone's on the same page, knows kind of what they're moving, if there's any questions, and then have the moderator here as well for a discussion on it, and same with Rich being here. So, I mean, yeah, we can go through this quickly again. I don't know if there's specific questions or anything, or we just want to run through it quickly.
We'll just go through it quickly, I suppose.
Okay.
So, first ones is they're pretty standard. I just have a couple of comments that I'll make about the meeting tonight. It won't take very long. No one ever says anything. So. And by the way, we should do away with that article in the future because it doesn't fit anymore.
I will say, I think I mentioned this before, Rich and Paul both recommended that we didn't do away with it. That's unnecessary now, but I didn't want to make too many changes.
Yeah. Okay, number 2 is the wage and personnel.
Yep, I got my notes here ready to roll.
And, oh, Jonathan, it may be, just mention again that there is the attachment, that attachment A is exactly it. So if you want to, if there's specific kind of to it, as people check in, the town clerk is going to advise them, grab the 2 handouts.
Okay.
So that'll all be in there.
Okay, number 3 is finance committee, so they're, proposed by finance committee, so they'll handle that. Number 4 is also finance committee, so they'll handle that. And then Bert, we talked about how you're gonna handle the article, the budget article, you do each section, line by line for holds and so on.
Right.
And then, so, Bert, at the beginning, you're gonna make note of the change, those 2 changes.
Yes.
The 2022 should be 2023. I think I have it at the beginning notes there.
Right, it's right here.
And then the blue page is, replaces those 2 or 3 figures on the line. There was a scrivener's error. And then I would mention it maybe again when you get to the article, just so people are aware that that blue page.
What about the editorial corrections?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
So 1 through 4 is going to be handled right off.
Yep, we'll go
The jump shot.
right in order, 1 through 4.
1 through
and then
4.
the lottery starts after 4.
Correct.
Okay. Number 5 is nausea. Are you comfortable moving this? These are just revolving funds that don't actually put any money in account. Just a total. Number 6, we have finance committees moving that. Number 7 is.
Todd going to speak on that? He's going to
We're
move that article?
We're going to pass over 7.
Right?
I mean, 6.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6.
Todd's going to
Yes.
move that.
Right, Todd's got that. 7 is a passover. 8 is finance committee, and that's all the capital stuff.
So, Bert, you'll
And
do
that's
that one
gonna be the same
way
thing?
as the budget, yeah.
Fire department, police department, highway.
Yep,
Water.
and if someone has a hold, hold, we'll go back there, the holds, and then vote it.
We don't want to do the total like we talked about, because that, we want these, the budget and on the capital, like, turnout gear is $74,400. We don't want, like, the fire department getting $174,000 to do whatever they want.
I thought we were going to do that way. We
I
operated
didn't, what
budget.
did he say? Sorry.
You know, like that blue handout, we were going
On
to
the
say the
budget?
total, right, on the budget.
I wouldn't vote the total. We don't want to vote the total. We want to vote the line items. Because otherwise, if we vote the total, like say total government, like general government, which is million some odd dollars, it doesn't differentiate officially where that money's going. Right?
Yes.
What differentiates officially is the line item.
Yeah, I don't think you need to read the amount because the motion is as printed in the warrant. So it's, those numbers are already being referred to in the warrant.
And if we vote, if they change, right, if something changes, for example, like say in the article, one of these articles, somebody says, oh, we're not gonna do the turnout gear or whatever, the total changes, right? So we don't want the total to be voted, we wanna vote exactly what is, we're gonna use that money for.
Okay. No totals.
Right, we don't vote the totals, those are just for informational purposes, so they can change.
Todd's doing that one also. He's
Yes.
he's recommending that one. Number 8. 9.
9 is John Seeley?
Yeah, that's the CPA, I'll try to be quick.
Yeah, but
About a-
display.
I got a 20-minute PowerPoint, so we'll get going.
Article 10, that's
Myself,
so you're gonna handle that?
Yeah. And then I have Article 11 as well.
Okay. Article 12, Roger, we figured this is the best one for you.
That's it. Mr. Nasrallah.
Yeah. You got it.
That's a county cooperative. Article 13, I'm going to move, even though it's proposed.
So if
by
you
the
move, Linda has changed her mind. She would like to give a description. So if you move it,
Okay.
and then when Burr comes back to you for an explanation,
I'll defer.
we'll call on Linda. Linda will get up, give a brief.
Okay.
So she's getting over her fear of public
She can
speaking.
do it.
Yep.
She can do it.
Good. No, that's good, okay. 15 is, this is passed over.
What happened to 14?
So 14, the school committee, Paula Hash will move.
Just call her
Did I
or
skip that?
would you call her?
One of them, I emailed her and then I sent the motion to both of them.
Okay.
So someone from the school, we don't have to do anything. Someone will move it and then either Paula Hash or Gordon Laws will give an explanation.
Hope so.
Just ask for somebody from the school committee to
Yeah.
speak to the motion.
Correct.
15 is passed over because they don't have an actual figure, it's a placeholder. And then 16 is just the unemployment that Todd's gonna handle. 17 is that when we move to adjourn to Saturday to take up Article 17. And then on the special town meeting, I'll move at, what time is it scheduled
6:45, I think we have it for.
6:45?
Yeah.
All right, so at 6:45, I'll move that we adjourn the town meeting, annual town meeting, and move to the special town meeting. The second, we voted on yes, and then there's only one article, so I'm also gonna move to pass over that article, because it was put in as a placeholder, and the school doesn't need the money now. And then we'll move to dissolve and go back to the regular.
So I have to close that special town meeting,
Right.
get a vote to close, or to adjourn.
Dissolve.
Resolve. That's, so it will adjourn at the end of the annual, because you're going back to the election. You'll dissolve the special because you're all done. Right? Does that sound right, John?
Yes.
Bert had me all confused. Bert was calling
Oh,
me
see,
first
it's
thing
my
this
fault.
morning.
No, I know what to do.
Yeah, I got you, brother.
It's a very technical thing, but adjourning means you haven't closed the meeting. Dissolve means the meeting's over, so that's what you do with that. And so, usual process that whoever makes the motion gets first crack at explanation, and then finance committee makes a recommendation. We don't have any zoning or anything, so that's all that we need for official recommendations, and then open for debate.
And everything that we have here in front of us is all majority. Nothing,
You got no two-thirds,
nothing's
right?
No,
2/3,
no.
nothing, just
Yeah.
wanted
We
to
have
double
no-
check.
No stabilization funds, no zoning. Yeah, it's all majority.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, so Bert, the other thing, just as a reminder, if anyone amends anything in the budget, their amendment has to come with where they're getting the funding from.
If it's increased.
If it's an increase, correct.
All right, and if Australian ballot is asked for, it has to be made in the form of a motion, seconded and voted on by majority?
That'd be a majority vote.
Yes. Okay. Just wanted to throw it out
I
there.
don't think there's anything.
Yeah.
Basically, a secret ballot.
Yeah.
We call it Australian, because
Yeah, why do we call it a split?
It's because you split it man and woman, but we don't do it that way anymore. We do it precinct now. So it's basically a
Yeah.
secret ballot.
And I touched base with Sue, she does have different colored paper, and it actually says yes or no on it, and it's like a blue or
Good.
something, so.
So there's no,
If they do that, and when somebody does that, first of all, make sure they understand that that's the first thing, is we have to address whether or not to do it by secret ballot, which is what they're asking for. And then secondly, I think it's a good idea to really make it very clear what we're voting on, right? Are we voting to amend something, are we voting to approve something, because it can get very confused as people say, I'm not sure what we're voting on. So we're very clear at that point.
okay.
And in other words, I would even say a yes vote means this and a no vote
Yeah.
means that.
With that form of balloting, would that be article specific, or is that?
It's not
they
for
have
anything. It could be
They have-
articles.
Yeah.
Could
So-
somebody motion to have it be the whole night?
No, for the whole meeting?
Correct.
I've never heard of that. I doubt it.
That'd be crazy.
But we take each article individually.
Yeah,
anyways.
I would think you need to vote it individually.
Yeah.
They could make a motion for every article
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
And if they challenge it,
But it would
it's
be a
a,
separate motion for every article.
Right.
That
And
would be
it-
just to have that secret ballot. Then you would actually vote the article
Right,
if that passed.
probably double
and
our.
and a reconsider vote has to be
Yeah.
7 members of the floor to vote, and then we vote
Then they have to count.
majority
And go announce
to
it.
reconsider or whatever.
What is it?
On a reconsideration,
I can't imagine.
to challenge the
I can't imagine
moderator's
how many-
determination, it has to be 7 people.
Yes.
Someone that makes the motion, there has to be 7 people that agree that it should be reconsidered.
If they challenge you.
If they challenge.
They challenge your call on whether or not it was
Right.
passed. Yeah. Which is a little bit hard to do now because of
With the cards, yeah.
But when you did it by voice,
Yeah.
you could.
If you yelled loud enough.
You could fudge it if you
Yeah.
wanted. I've seen that happen. I'm not gonna admit that, but
And
I've
two
seen it.
other quick things. So Bert, are you still gonna do the moment of silence there?
Yes, I am.
So Jonathan had a good idea, after the pledge, do a moment of silence for the individual who lost their life yesterday on the lake. And then also during the announcements, do a, acknowledgement to Sandy.
Yes.
For her.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that too, yeah.
Okay.
And do a round of applause for her.
Fantastic.
for her
Does
last
this spell
time.
out on the lake, Halifax guy or somebody else? I don't know.
Yeah,
We have-
that editing has been released as of yet.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Everyone's good?
How do we look, Rich? Everything good?
Yeah, how are you feeling?
It's good. I feel great.
Yeah, you look like $1 million, I don't mind telling you.
Green and wrinkled. All right, motion to adjourn to attend the annual town meeting.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
All those notes, I have 1 note.
Oh, they-